Life is full of harsh realities, especially about people. The sooner you embrace these hard truths, the less disappointment and frustration you'll face. In this video, we'll explore 10 Stoic lessons about human behavior that will not only shift your perspective, but help you find peace and strength in dealing with others. Let's begin by acknowledging a simple truth. People will disappoint you. It's not a matter of if, but when. You might place your trust in someone, a friend, a colleague, or even a family member, only to find that they don't meet your expectations. This doesn't mean they're evil or malicious. It's simply the nature of being human. We all prioritize ourselves at some level, often unintentionally neglecting others. This is where Stoicism offers a powerful perspective. You can't control what others do, but you can always control how you respond. When disappointment comes your way, don't let it shatter you. See it as a chance to learn, to set better boundaries, or to adjust your expectations. Remember, holding on to resentment only hurts you, not them. Now let's dive into something even deeper. Suffering is a choice. Life will throw challenges your way, heartbreak, failure, rejection. But suffering, the emotional weight we carry, is a product of our interpretation of these events. Picture suffering as a storm. You can't stop the rain, but you can decide whether to hide, complain, or dance in it. When someone wrongs you, instead of ruminating over the injustice, ask yourself, what can I gain from this experience? The Stoics remind us that hardship is an opportunity to cultivate resilience. So the next time life feels overwhelming, take a breath. Remind yourself that the storm will pass, and you have the strength to weather it. Speaking of storms, not everyone will like you. And that's another truth you must embrace. We live in a world where approval feels like currency and rejection can sting deeply. But here's the reality. No matter how likable, intelligent, or generous you are, there will always be people who don't resonate with you. And that's okay. Imagine trying to please every single person you meet. It would be exhausting and, frankly, impossible. Instead of seeking universal approval, focus on living authentically. Be yourself, flaws and all, and let the right people gravitate toward you. When you stop chasing validation, you'll find a profound sense of freedom. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Expectations. They are a breeding ground for disappointment. How often do we script scenarios in our minds only to feel crushed when reality doesn't follow the script? You might expect a friend to remember your birthday or a partner to always understand your needs. But people are unpredictable, and their priorities often don't align with yours. This is where Stoicism shines again. The Stoics urge us to align our expectations with reality. Instead of demanding perfection, embrace imperfection. Lower your expectations, not to the point of cynicism, but enough to find peace in the chaos. Remember, it's not life's job to meet your standards. It's your job to adapt to life. One of the greatest sources of unhappiness today is comparison. Social media in particular has turned comparison into a daily ritual. We scroll through highlight reels of other people's lives and measure our worth against theirs. But here's the thing. Their journey isn't your journey. Everyone is running a different race, with different challenges and different goals. When you compare yourself to others, you rob yourself of joy. Instead, focus on your own growth. What can you do today to become better than the person you were yesterday? That's the only comparison that matters. Remember, your worth isn't tied to what others have achieved. It's defined by how you navigate your own path. This brings us to a hard pill to swallow. The world owes you nothing. We often fall into the trap of thinking that life should be fair, that we deserve good things simply because we exist. But life isn't a vending machine where effort automatically equals reward. The Stoics teach us to stop expecting the world to cater to our desires, and instead focus on what we can control, our own actions. If you want success, work for it. If you want respect, earn it. Complaining about the unfairness of life won't change anything. What will change your life is taking responsibility for your choices and persevering through challenges. The world owes you nothing, but you owe yourself the effort to build the life you want. Let's talk about honesty. We're often told that honesty is the best policy, but is it always? The Stoics remind us that truth must be delivered with wisdom and empathy. Blunt honesty can harm more than it helps. Imagine you're giving feedback to a coworker. Saying, "Your work is terrible," might be truthful, but it's not constructive. Instead, frame the truth in a way that encourages growth. Here's where I think you can improve, and I'd love to help. Honesty, when wielded carefully, can build bridges instead of burning them. So before you speak, ask yourself, am I being honest to help, or am I using honesty as an excuse to vent my frustration? The goal isn't just to be truthful, it's to be thoughtful. Now let's tackle failure, a concept most of us dread. But what if I told you that failure is your greatest teacher? Every setback, every mistake is a chance to learn and grow. Look at some of history's most successful individuals. Their paths are littered with failures, yet they persevered. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's a stepping stone to it. The Stoics teach us to reframe failure as feedback. When you fail, instead of wallowing in self-pity, analyze what went wrong. Adjust your approach and try again. Each failure brings you closer to mastery. So don't fear failure, embrace it as an integral part of the journey. Speaking of journeys, let's talk about the gap between dreams and reality. We all have visions of the life we want, but reality rarely aligns perfectly with those dreams. This can be disheartening, but it doesn't mean you should abandon your goals. Instead, adapt. Break your dreams into smaller, achievable steps. The Stoics teach us to focus on progress, not perfection. Celebrate the small victories along the way, even if they don't look like the grand vision you imagined. Remember, the journey matters just as much as the destination. Don't let the discrepancy between your dreams and your reality steal your joy. Embrace the process and find contentment in your efforts. Finally, let's confront the most unyielding truth of all. Time waits for no one. Every moment that passes is gone forever, and yet we often waste time waiting for others to change, waiting for the perfect opportunity, waiting for life to align with our plans. The Stoics remind us that time is our most precious resource. Don't squander it on things you can't control, like the actions or opinions of others. Instead, focus on what you can do right now to move forward. Whether it's improving a skill, mending a relationship, or simply enjoying a quiet moment, make the most of the time you have. Stop waiting and start living, because the clock doesn't stop for anyone. These 10 truths may seem harsh, but they are liberating. They teach us to let go of what we can't control, to embrace reality, and to focus on our inner strength. Life is unpredictable, people are flawed, and challenges are inevitable. But through Stoicism, we can navigate these uncertainties with grace and resilience. Accept these truths, and you'll find not only peace, but also a profound sense of empowerment. If this video gave you a fresh perspective, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear these truths. And if you want to keep learning powerful lessons like these, subscribe and click the bell to stay updated. Remember, your growth starts with your choices. See you in the next video.